traders, how are we? Welcome back to Simply Forex, the channel that gives you in-depth analysis, trade ideas, tips, and advice. So there you go. I'm Trader Tom, and I am with you for the next 40 minutes or 45 minutes or so. And within those 45 minutes, guys, don't be shy. Come and ask me as many questions as you like about trading. So yeah, don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you like. I can see we have another window on the live chat. I think that's the editor. That is a sackable offence, so he will be receiving his P45 tomorrow morning. Yeah, but how are we, guys? Hope you're all well. Got a little bit of sad news. I know I've been mentioning my dog. He did pass away, guys. Yesterday we had to let him go to doggy heaven. So yeah, we're gonna miss that little git. But yeah, I thought I would let you know. As some of you have been asking about him, but yeah, he was like 16. Which is about 120 in human years. So he had a good long life. But yeah, there you go. R.I.P. Kenny. His name was Kenny after Kenny, because Kenny Dalglish was a famous Liverpool player, and we called him Kenny Doglish. See what we did there. Anyway, guys, yeah, so that's that. Also, while we're on the football, Liverpool are playing PSG tonight, so that's a big game. So we'll be watching that. So come on, Liverpool. And then any Arsenal fans that are in, you won 7-1 last night. This is like unheard of in the Champions League. So yeah, I won't say congratulations because we don't like Arsenal, but an impressive result nonetheless. I'm going to start with a trade that that we literally just took some profit on, guys, which was a US dollar, Canadian dollar sell trade. Before we do that, let's take a look at the calendar, right? Because we've had some news come out earlier in the day and pretty, grim reading for Europe and the pound, right? All this PMI data worse than expected, right? And, we've had some crazy euro strength and pound strength. It almost feels like they're fighting back against the dollar. And the dollar is at the lowest it's been since November, I think. So we're seeing some real US dollar weakness, some real US dollar weakness in the market. And a lot of that is to do with this euro and pound strength as well. So really interested in the moment, but being quite volatile as a result, like the market's going in one direction and then bang, it shoots off in another direction, which is one of the reasons, guys. So anyone who's on my VIP Discord channel will know I've been in and out of trades quite quickly, right? I'm not in a trade a long time because of this volatility, right? And we'll look at this with the US dollar, Canadian dollar sell trade that I had today. Again, I'm not in the trade long. And we'll take a look at that very shortly. Before we do, we've got some important data coming out later, right? We've got non-farm employment coming out of the US, PMI as well coming out of the US. So, yeah, important stuff. And we've got crude oil inventories, because oil's at a really interesting level as well. We'll take a look at oil, the black gold, because we're in Dubai and they love black gold here. Who can blame them? They have built a bustling metropolis out of the black gold and natural gas. So there you go, guys. That's the plan of attack. Before we go any further, let's say hello to everyone in the live chat. So Brett, afternoon, Brett, Jet from the Philippines. Hi, Jet. I've been to the Philippines many times. Love the Philippines. Beautiful country. Daniel, how are you? Sorry to hear about your dog, mate. Thank you, Daniel. Self-subs, afternoon, guys. Sorry to hear that, Tom. Yeah, cheers, guys, for the dog love. Arsenal fan, Daniel. You said nice things about my dog, so you are forgiven about being an Arsenal fan. Himanshu wants to know about buying Aussie dollar, US dollar, and selling the S&P. Okay, we'll take a look at those, Himanshu. Marcus Mark, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Your name makes me remember that. Mark Wahlberg and the Funky Bunch, showing my age a little bit. What's your views on pound Canadian dollar, self subs, looking to buy Aussie dollar, US dollar as well. So, all right, we'll take a look at all of this, guys, right? Before we do, let's just take a quick look at my US dollar, Canadian dollar trade. And like I say, I've been in and out of trades since Trump's come into power, I would say. I've just been in and out of trades, you know, taking H1 entries because there's so much volatility and, you know, so much can happen, right? So I want to be in and out quickly. But anyway, this is the premise of my trade. Now, basically, we got to this very important resistance level, right, for US dollar, Canadian dollar. And we had a humongously bearish candle, right? That is very bearish because we know we've had this US dollar weakness coming as well. So, but I would say that is against trend, right? It is against trend, okay? But we're at an important resistance level, super bearish candle, and we know we've got this US dollar weakness that's rife in the market. Right? I still think Trump wants a weak US dollar because they're going to manufacture more in America and therefore they are going to export more, right? I assume that is the idea. And a cheap dollar will help with that. So that's basically the idea, right? And then all I drop down to is the H4 and we were with H1 structure. Like yesterday, yeah, we was in a H4 uptrend, right? Okay, these lows held, and that's the last low. And then, you know, what a candle, just bang. As soon as we break this low, we are in a H4 downtrend. Okay, you can clearly see we're getting lower lows. And then, guys, we had a bearish H4 candle form. Okay, if we look at the H1 as well, you'll notice that we had, you know, this candle followed by this candle, just breaking these lows in here. And that was the catalyst, guys. I started selling here, put my stop above here, and then took profit down here, basically. My actual target was 4376, but I got out of 4378 because the market keeps reacting at that level. So I just got out when it come back to that level. And we also have a saying on at Simply Forex is don't be a dick for a tick. And I wasn't a dick for a tick and I took the profit. In fact, we're going to get t-shirts made up. Don't be a dick for a tick. You've all got to wear them in public and people will think you're mental. They'll think, what's a tick? Why is he being a dick? So there you go, guys. And that was the trade. As simple as that. I've just literally taken some profit. I've let 10% run. Yeah, I've let 10% run because if we look at the day chart, this is still, you know, potentially an important level. So normally I potentially let 20% run. So I've just let 10% run. All right. And we shall see. And that's the only trade I've had today, guys. And, you know, if you want to see all of my trade ideas, like literally every day, this is where I put them. Okay, so this is the VIP Discord channel that you're looking at, guys. And there you can see my trade, yeah? Earlier today, we took the trade. I give you my entry, stop loss, take profit. And as you can see, exactly as I said, guys, I took profit at that level and let 10% run. So if you want all of my trade ideas every single bloody day, then please come join our VIP Discord channel. All right. We not only do we have my trades, guys, right? We've also got Adrian and Michael, both excellent traders. Michael's a swing trader, Adrian more of an intraday trader, as am I. So there you go, guys. Check out the VIP Discord. Right. So that's me. Let's see what you guys want to look at. What was the first question? So, okay, so a couple of people are looking at buying Aussie dollar, US dollar. All right, so let's take a look at that for self-subs and Himanshu. Where are we? Aussie dollar, US dollar. It's all in alphabetical order. Very neat. Okay, well, I mean, it's looking pretty good right now. But let's start with the weekly. Right now, this is at a pivot. In fact, we're going to start with the monthly just to understand these US dollar pairs, because they are at critical monthly levels, right? A lot of them are. I know pound US dollar is, I know Aussie dollar US dollar is, I know US dollar Canadian dollar is. They are at all-time monthly levels, right? And look at that. I mean, this formed back in October 22. I wasn't even born then, right? I was. Of course I was. But that is a key level, and price is just holding on to that for dear life, this 62,000 big psychological level, right? Because if it breaks that, right, the fear is that, you know, you could potentially drop all the way back down to these lows, right? And it feels like people are fighting back against the dollar, right? So it's worth pointing that out on the monthly. Now, if we go to the weekly, ever since it's hit this level, this big monthly level, this 62,000 level, you know, it's been scruffy, even from a weekly point of view, right? You're thinking, right, at this point, we're thinking, right, we're off to the races. We're super strong Aussie dollar, weak US dollar. And then you get a candle like that, right? So again, let's look at the facts, right? Now, I am clearly seeing an uptrend, right? We are stopped making lower lows and we're getting higher highs, right? So we are in an uptrend. The problem with it is we're in an uptrend straight in to a key resistance level. Not only is it horizontal resistance, you've also got the moving average 20 coming round. So that is double whammy bad boy resistance. Yeah, that's how they refer to it in all the economic books. I think Warren Buffett also calls it bad boy resistance. Yeah, last time I spoke to him. So I will find it very difficult. I know this is a good monthly level. I know that is a good weekly level, but I will find it very difficult to buy into that candle. Right? I just will. It doesn't compute in my brain, right? I don't want to buy into that candle. So from a weekly point of view, that's what I'm seeing. And then also, guys, if we get these two opposing forces, I had to get my words correct, opposing, word of the day. We're basically between here, excuse my lines, I've been drinking again. We're basically between this resistance and this support, right? We know, I've just shown you, this is monthly support, this is weekly resistance. So chances are you might see price come down, come back up, come down, come back up, right? You may well see that. So monthly, weekly, right? We've proper done a top-down approach here, but let's look at the daily as well. And okay, so this is going to be a question for everyone, right? So everyone, don't be shy, get involved, leave your answer in the live chat, right? What is the trend of Aussie dollar, US dollar on the day chart, right? So the chart you're looking at right now, what is the daily trend? Okay, so everyone, leave your answer. I'm going to have a drink of neat vodka while you leave your answer. Right, self-subs uptrend. Brett's range. Don't be shy, guys. There's no wrong answer, right? You're here to learn trading, understand price action. So give us your answer. There's no such thing as a wrong answer. There is. And if you give a wrong answer, we will humiliate you publicly. I'm only joking. We won't do that. There is no wrong answer, right? It's how you perceive the market, right? And how people look at the market could be different. So we have got some answers. We've got uptrend, range, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Now, the majority is uptrend, and we've got a downtrend and a range, right? Now, first of all, I don't like it when everyone is not seeing the same thing. Now, let me just show you the facts of the chart, although a little subjective, but let me just show you the facts of the chart, right? Okay, this is not me making it up. Right? I would say that's a downtrend. Okay, we're getting lower lows, right? And even if you didn't consider this, right? So there's the first structure. That's the structure of the market, right? We've got lower lows. We're in a downtrend, right? And we've got that big weekly candle. Now, even if you didn't class this as substantial enough in terms of a swing low, that's the trend, downtrend. We've broke these lows. We're getting lower lows, right? Moving average 20 is coming round. We're below the moving average. Now, if you consider that the structure, right, or that the structure, right, both a little subjective, but I would say that's quite clear. I would say Aussie dollar, US dollar is in a downtrend. Okay, so it's very difficult for me to buy this pair. Not only do we have a daily downtrend, but don't forget that weekly candle, right? I know this is good support, right? And from here, it could do that, right? But that's not my point. My point is, do I have enough confirmation to buy? And the answer is no, right? Big bearish weekly candle, don't want to buy. Daily chart, as I've just shown you, I would suggest that is the structure, downtrend, don't want to buy, right? So that's what I'm seeing in Aussie dollar, US dollar. Now, this candle on its own, right? And I actually put a strategy in the VIP Discord as well, guys. So there's a strategy I've literally put in the VIP Discord today. And, you know, this candle was a standalone candle I would buy, right? You just would. Yeah. I mean, it's just a very bullish daily candle. So yesterday, buyers are in complete control, right? So it makes sense that today we could take advantage of that buying pressure, right? Now, I get that idea. But to be honest with you guys, I would rather trade, yeah, if we saw this, maybe it got up to here, yeah, this resistance, moving average 20, and then we saw a big bearish candle, right? Then I think sales would be a nice trade back down to here. All right, so there you go, guys. There is the Aussie dollar. Let's carry on. Let's go to the H4 now. And yeah, I mean, this is clearly trending upwards. I also love this, right? I love it when the moving average 20 is coming down, price keeps hugging it, look. And then you get a structure break that not only breaks H4 structure, but it also completely goes above the moving average 20. Right, so this setup is quite powerful. And you can see we got these levels in here, and it proved to be a very nice entry, nice level to buy from. And judging by this H4, I think at the very least we're coming up to here. Although we do have some US dollar data later. Right, so higher time frames I wouldn't trade this, I wouldn't buy it. In fact, I would wait for price to get here and sell it. But H4 is looking like a nice setup. And I actually interviewed a trader, when was it? Monday, right? So I interviewed a trader Monday, and he was basically saying this. So all he does, right, is he get my teeth in. just had them done. I haven't really. But he would just put in his daily support resistance level. So there's a support level, there's a resistance level. And then all he would do, he wouldn't care about daily trend, right? And all he would do, and we're going to share this interview actually in a few days. The editor's on it. He's going to make it look wonderful and make sure, you know, I've got my makeup on and everything. And he would just trade structure breaks to the next piece of resistance. So price comes down, right? It's hit the support area. Okay, then it's shot up. We've got a nice retrace. He would just start buying in here, right? And take price up to here. All right, so, you know, there's many ways to skin a cat. Don't skin cats, right? I'm sure it's illegal. A better phrase would be there's many ways to cook an egg, right? You can boil it, scramble it, poach it, fry it, any others, omelette it, right? But anyway, yeah, so, you know, that's how he rolls, right? So he would be seeing that as a buy trade. So there you go, guys. That is Aussie dollar, US dollar. Hope that helps, guys. Right, let's just say hello to a few peeps. We've got some more questions. We'll take a look at all of these guys. Let's say hello to a few more people. Before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button, guys. Also, please come join our trading community. It is free, right? Our free Discord channel. All you do, find the link to our Discord channel, turn up, and we let you in. It is not Fort Knox, right? You can just come in. So we've got the free Discord channel with our trading community. Come join it, guys. And then also, guys, we have our website now, www.simply-forex.com. And there is loads of premium trading education on our website. So if you want to improve as a trader, please go check out our website. And finally, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone. If you look above my head, Pepperstone is a world-class broker that is compatible with TradingView. And if you switch brokers or sign up with Pepperstone today, we will give you a free essential TradingView subscription, right? And we'll give you free access to the VIP Discord as well, which I showed you earlier. That's where I put all of my trades. So, guys, it's a no-brainer, right? Switch broker today. Right, what else we're looking at? So we've looked at Aussie dollar. Okay, let's have a look at pound Canadian dollar. This is for Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Let's just say hello to a few more people. Dank, hi, Dank from Nigeria. Jude, hi, Jude. Yusuf, how are you? I'm doing great, thank you. Luigi, the most Italian man in the world. I'm sat with Stone. Where the hell have you been? Also Italian, from Lecce, if I remember rightly. Okay, all right. So, and thank you, Say It With Stone. Sorry to hear about your dog. Yeah, thank you very much. Right, let's have a look at pound Canadian dollar for Marky Mark. Now, this would be an against trend trade, right? I mean, if we look at the weekly, right? Yeah, I mean, price is so overextended to the upside, right, that you have to go left. And, you know, I would pinpoint this as an area, right? Would that potentially hold? If not, I would be looking up at this as a potential area. Would that hold, right? So let's just draw that line in, right? Let's just put that line right at the top of there, okay? So that's really the next bit of resistance. And we have to go all the way back to March 2018, right? So it's difficult to find some resistance for this to slow down, but that would be the first point that I would look at, right? Now, from a weekly point of view, it'll be interesting to see how this weekly candle finishes, right? Will it close back into that level and we end up with a candle that looks like that? We don't know. We shall find out, right? Now, weekly, okay. Now, last week we hadn't broken these highs, right? There was no buy trade there, but just pound and euro, Monday and Tuesday have been stronger than Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and the Hulk Hogan all in one, right? It's been crazy strong. Now let's have a look at it on the day chart. And right, even if I want to buy pound Canadian dollar, right, which, you know, is the most likely trade, right? Yeah, everything's flying up, pound strong, you know, Canadian dollar not that strong, and everything's just flying up. But I always prattle on about value. If you start buying here, there is no, I'm going to spell it out because it's so important. There is no value here. None, nada, zip, nilch, nothing, no value. I would never buy this market there. Never, ever, ever. Right? Because there's just no value. Secondly, look at the candle. Right? Look at that rejection that we've had. Okay? That's telling us that sellers have come in with a vengeance. Maybe there's some profit taken up here. Okay? Now, even so, I'm not buying this. That's the first thing I want to get across for those two reasons. That candle, excuse me, and super overbought, right? Overextended. People don't like the term overbought. They're like, oh, you can buy it more. Yeah, you can, right? I get it. Overextended. Okay. Now, this wick tells me that potentially this could start coming back down, right? I probably want to see another bearish candle. Okay. And then if we get a retrace into something like here, you know, these last highs that are clear to see, in fact, I would tidy up my level. Let me tidy up my level a bit. There you go. So there's my resistance level. Okay, now if we did get a bit of a sell-off back into here, maybe moving average 20 starts catching up, right? This could be a really nice level to start buying, right? We're clearly in an uptrend. We get a nice retrace. And in here, we have value. I'm going to spell it out again, right? It's so important, this value, right? Up here, none. In here, lots of value. And this in here would be a very good buy trade. Obviously, I want to see some bullish reaction at this level. But yeah, you know, that's what I'll be looking for. Now, this, if you said, Tom, you have to trade pound Canadian dollar today, otherwise we will tie you to a horse and drag you around some gravel, right? Like my feet tied behind the horse and I'm dragging, sitting in westerns, right? So if you said, Tom, you have to trade it or we'll do that to you, I would sell this, right? I think it's very overbought. We got this big candle. I think we could potentially sell down to here. But let's look at some more evidence, right? Let's have a look at the H4. Now, let's get rid of this line now as well, right? So the H4 is telling us we're still firmly buying, right? We're kind of here at the moment. Okay, so I would need, for me to start selling this, I would need to see at least a breakdown of H4 structure, right? There's a little bit, I would say there's a little bit of an area through here. It'd probably be clearer on the H1, yeah, but was resistance, then support. You know, if we perhaps got something like this, right, and then it broke this level, then I think, you know, retrace, take price down to here. Then I think we've got a nice sell trade on our hands, right? But nothing's telling me to sell this on the lower time frames as yet. Let's look at the H1, see if that's broken down, and that hasn't either, right? So I would only sell this, right? You know, if you made me trade it, but I would at least wait for a H4 structure break and a break of this level through here. Okay, then we've got a good sell trade. But as for buying it, no thank you. All right, guys, there you go. Pound Canadian dollar. Hope that helps, Marky Mark. Right, who else have we got? And I've got a massive spot on my face today. I'll share that with you. Luigi, we said hello to. Okay, Say It With Stone's got 5 dogs and a volunteer at a local dog shelter. I imagine that's very rewarding, Say It With Stone. Yeah, good on you. Good for you. Okay, Yusuf has got a good question here, right? So what's your take on correlation as a major confluence in trading? Now, it's a good question, Yusuf, and correlations are a key part of trading. I have a whole section in my trading course about correlation because it's so important, right? Now, it's important in so many ways, right? Now, first of all, okay, let's say, for example, you like euro US dollar buys and you like pound US dollar buys and you happen to like US dollar Canadian dollar sells. Right now, when I look at 28 currency pairs, which I suggest you all do, because it gives you, let me have a quick drink before I get stuck into correlations. And if you haven't already, guys, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Come check out our website and come join our trading community. Bit more water. So every morning, guys, right, I look at 28 currency pairs, okay? Now, it gives me a real macro view because what you'll find is once I look at 28 currency pairs, you'll normally get a selection of trades like this, for example, right? I'm not saying today this is the case. I'm just using this as an example, right? You get euro US dollar buys, pound US dollar buys, and US dollar Canadian dollar sells. And now what that's telling us, right, from a macro point of view, which is why I look at 28 currency pairs, is US dollar is weak, right? That's what all of these trades in here are telling us. So first of all, if all of these pairs that are highly correlated with the US dollar are telling me the same thing, that US dollar is weak, then you know one of those trades is going to be, you've increased the probability of it happening, right? Because you've got all this data and 3 pairs are telling you US dollar is weak. You probably have more. You'd probably have Aussie dollar, US dollar buys, US dollar, Swiss franc sells, etc. So correlation from that point of view confirms the weakness or strength of a particular currency pair. No, a particular currency, not a pair. Okay. So that's one way I 100% use correlation. And then the next thing you need to be aware of is, for example, if you like euro against the US dollar and pound against the US dollar, then look a little bit further and see if you prefer euro or pound. And how would you do that? You would look at the euro against the pound, right? Yeah, so that's what we're going to do, right? We like euro US dollar buys, we like pound US dollar buys, but let's see which one we prefer with euro pound. Okay, so let's do that. Right, so let's go to euro pound. Let's go to the day chart. Right. And right now, we prefer, look at that candle, look at that candle. We prefer euro over the pound. Euro is stronger than the pound. So then, if you go back to your initial trade ideas, you should prefer euro against the US dollar buys, right? You know, so that is all correlation between currency pairs. Okay, so definitely do that. And it really helps looking at 28 currency pairs to really understand the correlations that are going on. And then also, guys, you must be fully aware of correlations, general correlations, right? So oil, right? If oil is weak, right? I mean, yeah, this is a, I won't look at US dollar because US dollar was extremely weak. But if oil is weak, then you look at a Canadian dollar pair, right? Look at pound Canadian dollar. Then CAD is weak, right? Look at, let's have a look at CAD Swiss franc, right? If oil is weak, Canadian dollar is weak, right? So there's another correlation you must be aware of, and I factored that into my decision making, right? Another correlation you need to be aware of is flight to safeties, right? So the indices, where are we? Where did I put them? I've rearranged my charts and now I can't find anything. Here we go, NASDAQ. Now we know the NASDAQ is at a super duper important level here. And it is holding on by the skin of its teeth, but holding on it is. Now, you know, can we expect the indices to bounce off this level? Right? Maybe, right? Yeah. And if we do, what does that mean for flight to safeties? It means things like the yen, right? Swiss franc, right? Gold, right? These are all flight to safety. If we get a bounce off this level, right? The economy's in good shape, right? The indices are a good indicator of that. We're bouncing off this level. Then yen, Swiss franc, and gold are all weak. That's another general correlation that you should be aware of. And it's no coincidence that at this area of support, right, we're getting some bullish candles. If you look at any yen pair, let's have a look at Aussie dollar yen, it's no surprise that yen is also at a support area and we're seeing some yen weakness come into the market, right? It's no surprise that's happening. Look at Swiss franc pairs, right? Again here, yeah? We're getting some weakness, super strength with Swiss franc, but now look at these candles. These are suggesting we could go higher, but it will depend greatly on those indices bouncing at that key support level, right? So there are other correlations that you must be aware of, right? You have to be aware of them. And indices, flight to safeties, all, I mean, everything's correlated really, but you know, these are some of the correlations that are consistent, right? And all correlations break from time to time. You know, for example, with the tariffs, right? Let's say oil was super strong, right? Oil was super strong. Then arguably, Canadian dollar should be super strong. But if Trump starts talking about tariffs, right, then this isn't this. Canadian dollar is weak and oil can still be strong. So there is some fundamental geopolitical information that can break those correlations, right? So, but generally speaking, oil is strong, CAD is strong. All right, guys. So yeah, good question, Yusuf. I hope that helped you with answering the question on correlation. And like I say, I've got a whole section on it on our trading course. It's so important that you understand correlations. What else are we looking at? Okay, so good. Jet, thanks, Tom. I learned a lot from you. Brilliant. Jet, we love hearing that. The reason we started the channel was to help traders, understand the markets. It's not easy. So brilliant. Really glad to hear that. Okay, we've got him. Okay, we've got loads of questions here. Yes, I agree, self-sub. Such a nice, simple way to look at weakness without jumping very deep into fundamentals. Exactly. And fundamentals, right? It's all on the chart. Yeah, don't get me started on fundamentals. But, right, if Canadian dollar Swiss franc is doing that and Swiss franc is strong, right? Yeah, that's what that chart is telling us. Then, obviously, fundamentally, the economy is not in great shape or the indices are dropping because a flight to safety is strong, right? You don't need to dig that deep into fundamentals. Why would you? And, I always describe, so technicals are dealing with the here and now and what's happening now, and you make an informed decision on that. And fundamentals is like predicting the future. Right. And fundamentals, every time Trump opens his mouth, the fundamentals change. So, yeah, don't get me started. Right. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, good. Oh, yes, Lee James. Lee James, I have not forgotten your question, but rather than answer it here, Lee James, on my tomorrow morning's analysis vid, I'm going to answer this question. So the question is, do you ever get trades that don't meet your criteria, but still go to be profitable trades? So it's a really good question, Lee, but I'm going to answer this in tomorrow morning's daily analysis vid. All right. So I haven't forgot about that question, Lee. I will answer that tomorrow. It's a good question. Yeah, so Brett's saying fundamentals move the market, technicals trade it. Yeah, I would agree with that thing. Of course we need, fundamentals, geopolitics are going to move currency pairs, but how you trade them and trade those moves is technical analysis, right? What else have we got here, guys? We've got loads of great comments coming in. Sam, how are you? Mike, how are you, Mike? Aloisio Tonini. Okay, also sounding very Italian. Greetings, Professor. What correlations with other pairs like Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar is steel or iron commodities, please? So steel or iron is a commodity. Now, there's one thing that you need to know about Aussie dollar, right? And the Aussie dollar has very tight trading relations with China, right? So if the China economy is not doing great, then it tends to have a negative effect on the strength of the Aussie dollar, right? Because it's such a big trading partner. I think something crazy like 60% or so. I don't know. I'm throwing figures around, right? But the majority of Australia's exports are to China, right? Makes sense. But if China's struggling, then the Aussie dollar tends to be weak, right? There are other little correlations like that as well. Okay, Himanshu. Quickly for Himanshu, I would not be selling the S&P. Right? We are at a key weekly level and it hasn't broke, right? Himanshu has asked this 12 times. So let's just quickly deal with this. So as you can see, I would say we're in a downtrend here, but this level through here is holding and these indices are ranging, as is the NASDAQ. So to start selling here, never, right? Now, if this weekly candle broke this level and we ended up with a candle that looked like that, breaking these lows, then 100%, right? We could sell it, but not now. We're not in the business of predicting the future. If it breaks, we sell it. If it doesn't, we don't. And if you look at the day chart, do you want to sell into that wick? And I hope the answer is no, Tom, I don't. That would be lunacy, right? It's holding on to these lows. We've got a big wick. If anything, I would buy the S&P, right? So there you go, Himanshu. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Check out our website for all our premium trading education. Also, come join our trading community. It's free. Come join our free Discord channel. Guys, I hope you all have a great trading day and I'll see you again soon.